Well, I'm back. So, it's been a while. I just got back from studying abroad in Madrid, and well, the whole thing was amazing. I went into it all by myself, which was scary, but it was well worth it. I made so many new friends, got to travel to places I didn't even know existed, learned about other people's cultures, and even met a girl while I was there. I was only gone for 6 months, but in a way it feels like a whole little mini lifetime has gone by. I always knew that if I could get an opportunity like this, I would take it, but I guess I never realized just how transformative it would be. I know it's cliche, but getting out of your little bubble really does change the way you look at the world, and it totally did that for me. Every day was so full of new experiences, places, and people. It was the first time in my life where I genuinely felt like I was living it to the fullest. Not only was I getting to do all the things I had once dreamed of, but I had also never felt more like my true self in the process. Life was good, but now it's over. So yeah, I know this is what everyone says when they get back from study abroad, but it really has changed me. You know, when you come back, everyone will ask you, how was it? And it's like, you saw the montage. It's like, where do you even start? I think the thing that makes it so hard coming back from study abroad, at least for me, is that it's almost like getting dropped into heaven for a couple months, and then you get pulled out and you're just expected to act like nothing ever happened. Now, maybe the heaven analogy is a little bit too much. It's not rainbows and butterflies all the time, but for me, the experience kind of just felt like a constant dopamine rush. Getting to live like that, being put in a new place, meeting new people all the time, traveling around, I really felt like I was in my element. It honestly made me wonder how I ever even tolerated life before that. The monotony of going to school every day, studying something I don't even really like, having to work from 9 to 5 the days I wasn't in school, and constantly just having busy work to keep up with all the time. I never realized how draining that was for me. Even back then, I knew I wasn't all that happy with the way I was living, but it felt like I had no other options, so that's just what I did. But now, after getting just a little taste of what it's like to have that freedom to travel around, not be tied down to your job, and be able to be truly spontaneous, I feel like I need to figure out how to make that at least semi-permanent. But anyways, it's back to normal life, at least for now. So, this is my last semester of college. I'm only taking 3 classes, which technically makes me a part-time student. It's so crazy to me that I'll be graduating in less than 2 months. I don't have a full-time offer lined up right now, so I'm not really sure how I'm going to be able to pay for anything in the future, which is really stressful. Being here in New York doesn't really excite me like it used to. I think my friends can tell that I'm being more distant. It's not that I don't like them or anything, but I really feel like I need to prioritize myself right now and figure out what I'm doing with my life. But hey, I did get a job with the school working on their social media, so it's kind of cool to see my hard work from YouTube paying off later down the line. Also, since coming back to campus, I get recognized at least once a day by someone saying they've seen my videos, which is super cool. So yeah, I don't know, it's not like my life sucks, I just don't feel that excitement that I used to have when I'd get up in the morning. And I know it's bad, but it's hard not to compare the life you're living now to the one you had before and wish you could go back. I think it kind of just feels like this chapter should be over by now. Like, I'm done with college. I'm ready to move on to the next step. I'm not really ready. I still have no idea what I'm doing with my life, but I think it's time. One of the biggest things that's scaring me right now is definitely money, for sure. Don't know where money's gonna come from, and obviously the easy answer is like, bro, get a job. And I really do wish that it was just that simple for me. I wish there was just a job out there that I aspired to be in one day, something that I actually found interesting and could genuinely say, I want to do that when I grow up. But at least so far, I have not found that yet. I'm studying finance in school, and I've worked a few internships, and it's not like they sucked or anything. I feel like I was pretty good in my classes and at these jobs, but it's never felt very inspiring to me. The thing that I've realized about myself is that if I'm super passionate about something, I can do it really, really well. But if I don't really care about what I'm doing, it's basically impossible for me to do better than mediocre at best. I mean, in some ways, I do really wish that I could be more passionate about finance. I feel like life would be so much easier. I would be able to find a stable job with a good salary. I wouldn't have to worry about what I'm meant to do in this world all the time, and I'd be able to live a really comfortable life doing something I enjoyed. But I guess that's the thing about it, is it's not something that I really enjoy. It's something that, to be honest, kind of bores me. I mean, in the beginning, I found it very interesting learning about finance, but I feel like the more that I learned about it, the more I was like, this is kind of the same old thing over and over again, and it really doesn't interest me that much. So I guess that kind of begs the question, what am I going to do? And I don't really have an answer. I know what I want to do if money weren't an issue. I would say if I had something like $10,000 to $20,000 in my bank account, I would just book a one-way flight and start traveling the world. It's something I've always wanted to get to do in my life, and I feel like there's no better time than now. I think a lot of people say, Adam, why don't you actually wait until you have a little more money and you don't have to slum it out? And to that I would say, I kind of want that to be my experience. I don't want to have to wait until I actually have money to travel. I mean, at that point, one, I might be too old and not even want to do it. And two, I mean, once you kind of start making some real money, it's going to be very hard to walk away from all that and just start traveling for a few years. So personally, if I'm going to travel the world, I want to do it when I'm young and still have energy. I don't want to do it when I'm rich and tired and don't have the same drive for it as I did before. I want it to be more of an adventure, even if that does mean I have to do it broke.
When you grow up, you tend to get told that the world is the way it is, and your life is just to live your life inside the world, try not to bash into the walls too much, try to have a nice family life, have fun, save a little money. But life, that's a very limited life. Life can be much broader once you discover one simple fact, and that is everything around you that you call life was made up by people that were no smarter than you.
It's a scary place to be in, trying to go against the norm of what everyone else is doing. But if there's anything I've learned from studying abroad over the past year, it's that there is no one set way to live life. I have no idea how I'm going to make this whole thing work, and I know everyone's looking at me right now thinking, what the hell is this kid doing? My parents are afraid I'm ruining my future, and the thing is, they might be right. But I know if I don't at least give it a try, I'll regret it for the rest of my life. So here's to going down the road less traveled. I'm sure it'll be filled with tons of ups and downs, and at some point I might even feel like giving up, but it's the path I feel I need to